Do you want to stay more focused on the right goals in your life, or even just figure out what the right goals are for you? Do you want clarity? Do you want better work-life balance? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Success Through Failure.
Welcome to the Success Through Failure podcast, the show that reveals failure as your path to success. You'll listen to intriguing interviews with some of the most successful people on the planet and learn how their failures became a launchpad for success and how yours can too. Here's your host, former Division I All-American wrestler, former Division I head coach, speaker, and personal coach, Jim Harshaw.
Welcome to another episode of Success Through Failure. This is your host, Jim Harshaw, and today I'm bringing you a solo episode. I hope you have survived the holidays well and are well on your way to an amazing 2018. I know I am. I did a pretty hardcore goal-setting session review of 2017 and planning for 2018, and pretty excited for the new year. We had a great holidays. We stuck around Charlottesville for Christmas and went up to Pittsburgh for New Year's. And my oldest son, Jesse, he's 12. He's a huge Steelers fan, as am I. And so Santa Claus got him tickets to the Steelers game. So we went to the Steelers game on New Year's Eve. It was 16 degrees, the high temperature that day. And we braved it, but it was awesome, man. We were prepared, had multiple layers of every piece of clothing, and it was actually fairly comfortable. So, and the Steelers won. We had all of our starters and stars were out of the game, held out to get healthy for the playoffs. And I'm actually recording this the weekend before couple days before the Jaguars game. So the first round of the playoffs. So you know how they did, but I don't. So don't tell me. And so the Steelers game was awesome, though. And but anyway, that was one of the many highlights of the holidays. It was crazy and awesome and everything that the holidays are supposed to be. Ate a lot of food and probably drank too much alcohol, and never really overdid it. But man, we just had a good time and visited with a lot of good peeps. And so morning routines, that is what we're talking about today. It is something that every high performer has, and I know that you want to optimize your life. That's why you're listening to this show. You want to optimize your mindset, optimize your life, maximize everything that you do so you can, feel balanced in your life, so you can have that clarity moving forward every day with, getting on with doing your life's work. I know that you want to be healthy. I know that you want to have healthy relationships, and I know that you want to crush it. I know you want to make a ton of money, and I know you want to have a massive impact on the world and figure out how you can get from where you're at to like the maximum level, like level 10, level 100 of your life. And that's what we're going to talk about today in terms of using morning routines to optimize and maximize your productivity and your overall success, however you define that success. And it's different. I'm a big advocate of saying that is different for everybody. You need to define what that looks like for you, not what it looks like to your friends on Facebook or what's parked in your neighbor's driveway or your parents or society or media, but you have to define that for you. And that's really a big part of what we work on in Reveal Your Path when I coach folks. And but this morning routine and evening routine, these two things are the key, or are big keys to maximizing your life. So what you're going to get out of today's episode is you're going to get three things. Number one, I'm going to talk to you about my morning routine and how I've modified it from 2017 to 2018, what I've doing differently. Number two, I'm going to share with you some of the highlights of the morning routines of the guys that are in what I call Reveal Your Path Pro. These are all guys who graduated, if you will, from Reveal Your Path, and so they are what I call Pathfinders. Matt Black actually helped me coin that term for anybody who's been through Reveal Your Path. Again, we call them Pathfinders. I'm going to read you actually my credo that we've written up for all of us who have this sort of mindset of finding our path, living our path, and living a different way. So anyway, number one, you're going to hear about my morning routines. Number two, you're going to hear about some highlights of their morning routines. These are amazing guys. And number three, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to create your own optimal morning and evening routine for yourself at the end of this episode. And as usual, there will be an action plan for this episode, just like all the episodes. So go to jimharshawjr.com/action. That's jimharshawjr.com/action. Tons of resources there. And not to mention this, not only this action plan, but also action plans from all my episodes. You're going to find a goal setting template in there. You're going to find an awesome graphic that is the goal compass, relationships, self, health, and wealth, and shows them laid out on a compass and how those are all interconnected. It's a great graphic. You can use that. You can print that out and post it on your desk or keep that handy for yourself. But let me share with you real quickly that credo that I mentioned for the Pathfinders. Again, that's anybody who's gone through Reveal Your Path. Like I said before, I've had Olympians, I've had guys with their MBA, and one of the guys getting his MBA right now. Doctors and neurosurgeons and Olympians and professional athletes and college coaches and teachers and attorneys, et cetera, et cetera. Just amazing people and people that want to just really maximize their life. So this is the credo that we live by. I sent this out to the guys a month or so ago. Man, it's really resonated, and the guys are loving this. And it's just kind of came to me. And this is it. Before I get into the really specifics on morning routine, I want to read this to you. This is the credo for Reveal Your Path for the Pathfinders. I am a Pathfinder, a seeker, a dreamer, a competitor. I get things done. People say I'm crazy, I'm hard-headed, that I'm wired just a little bit differently. But you can't deny me. I raise the bar, set a new standard, create a path where there once was none. I live by my values and I strive for my goals. I know what to say no to because I know what to say yes to. I'm a leader, and I reveal this path to those who follow. I am a Pathfinder. So if that resonates with you, or if that's something you want to be a part of, certainly reach out to me. Of course, I do free coaching calls, free strategy calls, clarity calls. I call those. Just go to jimharshawjr.com/apply, and you can find time on my calendar to sign up for one of those. But let's dive into morning routines. In early January, January 2nd, I guess it was, I took time to about 3 hours to really do a hardcore review of 2017 and what I accomplished, what I didn't accomplish, what I want to accomplish, what's working, what's not working. Went back through my journal entries from the year, went back through especially the journal entries from when I was setting goals for 2017, so back into late 16 and early 17. Reviewed those and did some journaling on how I want to, what do I want to accomplish in 2018 and how I'm going to get there. And I went through the whole Reveal Your Path process. I mean, from identifying, re-identifying, and reaffirming my core values, setting my goals that align with those core values, which is step 2, the goals. Step 3 was defining and creating that environment of excellence. And step 4 is creating that plan for follow-through and implementing it. So I've got all that done. That 3-hour session will be the most valuable 3 hours that I spend in the entire year. I set relationship goals, I set health goals, I set personal growth goals, I set financial goals, and I hope you take the time to do that as well. And that's certainly something I can talk you through if you do want to do a clarity call. And through this exercise that I went through, I redefined my morning routine. And I actually have never taken the time to write out exactly what is my full morning routine. I have one, but I never really had it written down so I could kind of look at the whole thing in one place. And I did that, and then I moved some things around, and I moved my day around, shifted some things around so that I could actually maximize more time, get more time in my day, and make sure that I am fully prepared to crush it every day. Because that's what I want to do. I want to know exactly what I need to get done that day, that morning, in every area of my life so that I feel balanced and so that I have clarity and so that I'm productive. I feel like I had a good day, productive day at the end of the day. I want every single day to be like that. Not most days, not some days. I want every single day to be like that. And so here's what I came up with. Here's my new morning routine for 2018. And so far, it's been really awesome. And again, I can tweak this if I need to, but man, so far this has really worked. And there's not completely different from last year, but there's definitely some major changes. So I wake up around 5 or 5:30 a.m. And by the way, I listened to something this morning. Bob Proctor, I listened to, and he said, if you wake up 1 hour earlier every day this year, think about this. So if for the next year, for this entire year, if you wake up 1 hour earlier every day, you might have to get to bed a little earlier, but if you wake up 1 hour earlier, you're going to have 9 40-hour weeks more. 9 40-hour weeks. So 1 hour a day, that's 365 hours. That's 9 40-hour weeks. Think about that. You want to create more time. Everybody says there's not enough time in the day. I hate when people say there's not enough time in the day. You can make time. You can create that. You can create 9 more 40-hour weeks. How incredible is that? So I wake up around 5 or 5:30, usually around 5:15 or so. And first thing I do is I drink about 6 ounces of milk and 12 ounces of water. And while I'm doing that, I prepare Allie's, my wife's, coffee. That's kind of one of my things that I do for her. I want to make sure she can just walk down and press the button on the Keurig in the morning, and her coffee's made. So I pour a little bit of creamer in there and get her coffee ready. I get we have the coffee pods that you make, and so I get her coffee ready while I'm drinking my water and my milk. Get the milk in me to get some protein, get some nutrients in me right away, and I drink a bunch of water. And now I just do about a 10-minute workout. I do 300 reps. Most days this is my sort of minimum workout. And then 2 or 3 days a week, I'm doing like a full workout where I'm lifting or doing longer cardio, maybe an hour or so, workout longer on my longer days. But the minimum workout I'm doing every morning is 100 push-ups, 100 crunches, and usually my SIDCHA, self-imposed daily challenging healthy activity. So that's from my episodes with Joshua Spodek, who I've had on twice. But anyway, that's the self-imposed daily challenging healthy activity. And all the guys, mostly guys, some women also in the Reveal Your Path private Facebook group, we set one every month. And this month it's arm haulers. And I can have the link. I will have the link. Actually, Lika, I'm talking to you right now. Sure, she does all my action plans. Look up arm haulers, or I'll email you the YouTube link for arm haulers so the listener can see what arm haulers are. So we're doing 50 a day, and then I'll do 50 of something else. So 300 reps of something in the morning. It's an awesome way. I never really liked working out right away in the morning, but it has been just an awesome, awesome addition to my morning routine. And then I will meditate. I'll drink some more water, and then I'll sit down. I'll meditate for about 10 minutes. And sometimes a little longer, but usually it's around 10 minutes I'll meditate. A lot of times it's just in pure silence. I just try to still my mind and just go inside of me and be really present, really, really as present as I possibly can be. And that's been really helpful for me in terms of mindfulness and just sort of paying attention and not drifting through life and drifting through my day. It's been really helpful, something that sort of I was challenged by Nell Daly. So for any of you who've listened to that podcast a while back, Nell challenged me to it, and I went for it, and man, it's been great. So I meditate for about 10 minutes, and then I jump on in my 5-minute journal. It just takes a couple of minutes, really. 5-minute journal, identify sort of what would make today awesome, what I'm grateful for, and write out a mantra. And just starting your day with gratitude is a huge, huge thing. That's actually part of I have a sort of scaled down version of my morning routine that I make sure I do on days where I'm traveling, or if I can't, if something happens, I can't quite get my full morning routine, but I always try to do that 5-minute journal. So 5 a.m., wake up, 5 to 5:30, milk, water, making Allie's coffee, workout, meditate, 5-minute journal, and then I get to work. So that takes about 35 minutes or so to do that morning routine, but it is an investment. It is an investment in maximizing my time. Then I get to work. I get some work done, and I make my smoothie at some point during that. Maybe I'll take a little break, make my smoothie, come back, sit down. My smoothie's got like broccoli and cauliflower and spinach, strawberries, bananas, kefir, I guess it's pronounced, like yogurt drink with probiotics, and Chobani Greek yogurt, not unflavored, so no sugar in it. And then I'll work, and then I'll eventually get my kids up. help them wake up and get them rolling, help get them dressed, get them moving for the day. And then I jump in a shower, and I always end it with a cold shower. And man, it's cold this time of year. Cold pipes. And so I finish my shower with a cold shower, and man, it just lights me up and fires me up and gets every synapse in my body is firing at the end of that. Man, it's just such an awesome thing. And then I on my drive to the office, I will after I kind of get ready for work and head out the door, on my drive to work, my first half of the drive is either prayer or listening to the Bible, just the audio version of the Bible, and just taking in some of God's word. And then the second half is mindset work, and I listen to usually some kind of recording of my own that is about my ideal day or my ideal vision for my life, and just a mindset, some time sort of, again, working on my mindset there. And then my last couple minutes before the office, I call the Success Hotline. I just press the button and I tell Siri, call Success Hotline, and the Success Hotline is dialed. And for those of you who don't know about that, I'm going to give you the phone number here right now. It's on my speed dial, so I'm going to pull it up right now. Success Hotline is, and I'll have this in the action plan too, 973-743-4690. Again, 973-743-4690. And that is Dr. Rob Gilbert, who I've had Rob Gilbert on the podcast as well, episode 35, I think it was, maybe. But I'm going to have links to the episode with Rob Gilbert and Josh Spodek, both in the action plan as well for you if you want to listen to those episodes. So that's my morning routine. And man, I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. And it's the early wake up and the nutrients and the exercise and the mindset stuff and the meditation. It's just really an investment in getting the most out of the rest of my day. Now, I will say this, the end of my day, the PM afternoon routine is just as important, if not more important. At the end of the day, I like to plan my next day in advance. I try to organize my to-do list the day before, or certainly in the morning before I get to the office. I like to know what my to-do list is for the day. I don't want to sit down and try to figure it out. I want to have that done in advance. The other thing I do at the end of the day, I come home, I always just go straight to Allie and ask her how her day was. I usually get met at the door by, usually it's my 4-year-old. She comes running, "Daddy," comes down and running, yells, she jumps in my arms. That's so much fun. But, but I just try to focus on the family, just try to be there, be present. And then towards the end of the evening, I'm just prepping for tomorrow. I want to make tomorrow as awesome as I can. I want to make my morning as smooth as I can, reduce friction. So I'm getting my smoothie ready. I'm actually getting the coffee pot ready. So all I have to do is press the button and do as little as possible on that in the morning. I'll go as far as just grabbing my boxer shorts and my t-shirt and throwing it in the bathroom. So when I don't have to find that, and because sometimes I have to do that when the kids are still sleeping, everybody's sleeping, and I just don't want to have to root around and open drawers and stuff. So I'm just trying to make my morning as frictionless as possible. So that evening routine is really, really important as well. And you think about morning routine. So before I get on to the next section, which is the morning routines of the guys in Reveal Your Path Pro, and there's a dozen of them right now. Think about morning routines and the importance. Like when I was wrestling, and if you were an athlete, a lot of former athletes listening to this. So if you were an athlete, you had a peak performance routine, right? A warm up, whatever you had to do to get yourself ready for competition. We also had, ideally, you should have had and certainly the highest, the elite athletes in the world, they have a routine before practice. It wasn't just competition. Like every day they had a routine. And I know that I did as well. I know that I had to eat right before practice, and I would eat certain foods and avoid certain foods and eat at a certain time before practice. I would go to the training room and get any injuries dealt with, or heat or ice or tape, so that I could maximize my practice. Sometimes I would go and talk to coaches before practice and say, "Hey, what do I need to be working on?" I would keep a lot of notes. And actually keep those in my wrestling shoes, actually. So to put on my wrestling shoes, I had to see my notes, what I'm working on right now. So I had these sort of routines that helped me optimize my practice, certainly routines that helped me optimize my competition. I mean, I had it down to the exact number of times I had to jump rope, and everything. I mean, it was really, really tight, which is a big part of why I had a lot of success in college. So these routines are really important. And, what was at stake then was, reaching my athletic goals, but what's at stake now is far, far, far more important. So you must have these routines in place. So that's the end of the first section. Let's go on to the second section. What do the guys in Reveal Your Path Pro do? And these are, just so you know, they're regular people like you and me. They're really focused on, they actually pay money to me to maximize their life, right? They're invested in this at a high level. Like these are people who are hungry, they're already successful, and they want more, right? They're successful maybe in their relationships or health and fitness or financially or all of those areas, many of these guys, and they just want to keep growing, keep maximizing, and they know the value and importance of a coach. We know how important it was to have a coach. Well, as athletes, the best athletes in the world, the LeBron James, the Jordan Burrows, and et cetera, it's a Tom Brady's, they have a coach, right? And I think everybody else should too. I certainly do. But here's the I'll kind of give you just the highlights. Because I got all of their morning routines. I got them all to write down their morning routine and send those to me. And this is the general layout. If I could sort of average it out, here's what they do. 5 to 5:30, wake up, workout, followed by 5-minute journal, followed by drinking water somewhere in there, quality time with their kids and their family, and then success hotline, and then planning their day. So early wake-ups, working out, drinking water, mindset stuff like preparing the 5-minute journal, quality time with kids, family, calling success hotline, again, mindset, and then planning their day and putting themselves in that peak performance state. So that's pretty awesome. So what now can you do? Like what do you need to do is the question to identify your perfect morning routines. This is the third part. And what you need to do is start somewhere. You've got to identify. First of all, you probably have to wake up earlier. If you don't already have your morning routine, you've got to wake up earlier. I talked about gaining 9 weeks, right? 9 40-hour weeks of time if you just wake up 1 hour earlier. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Just try that. And you don't have to do mine's a pretty thorough morning routine, as is some of the guys in Reveal Your Path Pro. You don't have to do all of that, but start with what works for you. Okay, start by waking up a little bit earlier and doing some journaling, or start by waking up early and just doing a set of push-ups, or a set of burpees, or some kind of stretching, right, or yoga, or meditation. I always thought I'd fall asleep if I meditated right up when I woke up in the morning, but I don't. You won't either. Start by waking up and doing some reading, or listen to a motivational video. There's a billion of them on YouTube, right? Start by waking up and just preparing for your day, planning your day, organizing your to-do list. But start with something and then add to it and optimize. I would highly recommend water, drinking a lot of water because you're dehydrated when you wake up. I would also highly recommend the Success Hotline. If you're going to wake up, it's like, I'm just going to wake up 10 minutes earlier. And I would recommend drinking water, listen to Success Hotline, and looking at your to-do list. That's 3 things. You can do those 3 things in 15 minutes, right? Or less. So start with those and build from there. So now you have a lot of different things, a lot of different tips, a lot of different tactics, a lot of different things that you could do for your morning routine. You just have to start. And then think about your evening routine. How can you reduce friction for tomorrow morning, right? How do you reduce, what can you do tonight? What can you put in place tonight to make you more likely to wake up earlier? Maybe it's laying out your running shoes or fitness gear or workout gear. Or I go as far as literally I get the cup that I'm going to drink water out of the next morning. Excuse me. I get that out the night before and I set it next to the coffee pot. So I don't even have to go to the cabinet, right? So anything that you can do to reduce that friction is going to help you in your morning routine. So I hope that helps. Again, all this is going to be in the action plan. Grab your copy of it. It's just a PDF. If you got some value out of this, or you know somebody else who could benefit from this, please give it a share. Obviously, this is free. Please give this a share, send them a text, send them a tweet. If you're listening to this on iTunes, click the three little dots and click the share button, and you can share this through text, through email, through social media, etc. But man, every time you share, it helps me reach more people with this message. I love doing it, and I hope that it's bringing value to you, and I'm sure you know one other person or maybe a bunch of other people who could really benefit from this as well. Think of a coworker, think of a former teammate. Think of somebody at the gym that you work out with. So you think of a family member that could benefit from this. And I appreciate the share. But as always, until next time, take the time to get clear on your goals and embrace failure as a stepping stone on your path to success.